I'm live. This is new. Okay, I'm really blown out. That's not cool. There we go. All right. So, sobriety update. I had intended to vlog my whole sober journey, and that sure didn't happen. You know, life just gets kind of busy. Ooh, I'm trying to fix this. Good gravy. And yeah, so we're here now. It's about 2 years. It'll be 2 years on Christmas Day. And what I know for sure is that it really does get easier. If I could go back and tell myself, you know, those first couple days, I was so nervous and I was so afraid of who I was without drinking, and I was afraid to be in social situations, and I was afraid of all these new things, and I just did them anyways. It was feel the fear and do it anyway, honestly. So it'll be 2 years on Christmas Day, and I know that each day is just another chance to really dig into learning about myself. Who am I? What do I stand for? What do I want out of life? So it's been amazing to see how much less anxiety I have and how much just freedom, you know, there's just more joy in my day. I feel like I'm a better communicator now that I'm sober, really able to be objective about things. I'm a better mom, for sure. I'm a better nurse. I'm able to retain information, and that brain fog was lifted. You know, I would rock a hangover more than I care to admit, and being able to just be very awake and alert and ready to absorb information is a good thing. So my biggest obstacle still is social situations, especially weddings. Being there, and you know, it's just really you know, the reception is usually like a giant party, and it's kind of like, oh, here I am. And actually the last wedding I was in a couple months ago, I was very, very triggered to drink, and I was wondering if I could just handle one. Should I do it? Shouldn't I? And I never haven't caved yet, because I don't want to risk it. You know, I don't want to find out what happens if I can't handle it, you know, and to put my friends and family through that, you know, disappointment. I have fewer and fewer nightmares about blowing my sobriety. In the beginning, those were very common, very frequent. I would wake up just in a complete panic, worrying that I drank and I just totally blew it. Now I have to restart my countdown and everything is bad and I have to apologize to people. I had a lot of those dreams. Not so much anymore. Every now and again I do. It's really just social scenarios. So my tips, if you're newly sober, or if you're thinking about getting sober, my tips are to figure out, like, what about drinking appeals to you. So for me, it was always like just having a great time, and like I'm hilarious, and that feeling of being invincible, you know, just nothing else matters, that euphoria for me that came with drinking. So it was definitely like social environments and a lot of boredom as well. So figure out why. Why do you drink? And if you can't come up with that answer right away, don't worry about it. Just figure out why you want to be sober and go with that and focus on that. So what helps me the most is that I want to be in control of my mind. I'm, you know, not willing to let anything take over my thought processes anymore. So when I am triggered in social situations, I really cling to that. I cling to the idea that I am in control, and I'm stronger than I think, and I don't need to change my personality or impair my judgment for people to be able to have fun with me. And it makes you kind of vulnerable for a while. It really does. And I'm not going to say that I'm not vulnerable anymore, because now that you are sober, you can't deflect, you know, wanting to be accepted or whatever it is. You have to deal with those feelings head on. And so that's kind of a big thing to do. But find people that you can really just talk with and lay it all out there. find your friends that are going to listen to you and give you that space to maybe throw a pity party for 3 minutes, and then, you know, you work through whatever baggage you're carrying around and move on. Also, when I'm in social settings, I make sure that I have either a soda, I love Diet Coke, have a drink with me, water, whatever it is. I always have a non-alcoholic beverage in my hand because it is really reflexive for me to do that. It's like a smoker, you know, smokers have to do something with their hands and mouth. It's that like drinking motion that I have taught myself throughout my 20s. So I make sure I have a non-alcoholic drink, and then I also make sure I have an escape plan. And that sounds really maybe kind of shady, but nothing is worth sabotaging or sacrificing my sobriety, honestly. So even at my friend's wedding, it was like, if I can't handle being here, I'm gonna have to tell her, like, look, I gotta cash it in, I'm done. And people will honor and respect that, I promise. If they don't, then maybe you should ask yourself if they are the right people to be surrounding yourself with. So, almost 2 years sober. I feel like I'm an anomaly. I have not gone faithfully to AA. I've been to a few meetings very early on. I honestly have delved into myself, and not in a conceited way, but like figuring out what makes me tick, what makes me, what trips my trigger, and what pisses me off, and what helps me be calm, what centers me, what grounds me. I've learned how to meditate. I'm still not amazing at it, but I am more present during my workouts. When I was drinking all the time, I would do my workout kind of like a, you know, pay your dues, or have to work off all that wine I drank the night before kind of thing. And also being hungover, like that sucks. So I'm able to enjoy my workouts more. Just taking time to show myself self-care and love. And that's been kind of my plan of attack. But I feel like there can be a lot of judgment on sobriety journeys, and there's some people that are hardcore, like they think AA is the only way, and honestly, it's your journey. Okay, I feel like we're all snowflakes in this big, you know, glacial pond, and we're all just trying to figure our shit out individually. We all have messy stuff that either we've done while we were under the influence, or things that led us to drink in the first place. We all have a story, so it's just up to you to figure out how to write the next chapter. Does that make sense? Okay, this is my first YouTube live. I hope it is not a terrible or painful thing to watch. I am so excited to be reporting and updating on my sobriety, and I hope to do it more often in the new year. Have a very great day, and I'll chat with you soon.